What is up, everybody, and welcome to another video. In today's video, my office is honestly a little bit of a mess. You can see there's stands and stuff like that around, and I've got my table set up in the middle, and that's because we just yesterday finished shooting well, I don't know if finished shooting is technically the correct term, but the upcoming My Balisong Collection 2024 video. So that's very exciting. There are so many fun new additions to my collection. It was very hard to select which ones I did. So that video will feature 8 of my Balisongs that I acquired this year, and I think you guys will really like it. Honestly, it was really, really cool getting to shoot that with Brandon because, we haven't slowed down on content, but especially after the holidays, we haven't shot a whole lot. And so there's been this sort of feeling that's this happens to me all the time. It's kind of funny. I'm sure y'all might think of me as a confident person, and I would say I am confident to a degree. When I get into something that I know what I'm doing, I'm pretty direct about that, and I kind of go for it. But the truth is, I also have weird self-doubt issues all the time. A lot of what do people call that? Sorry, I'm trying to think. What the heck do people call that? Imposter syndrome. That's the word I'm looking for. Jesus, I can't believe I couldn't remember that. But yeah, I have some imposter syndrome problems for sure. And those, I think, stem... Well, I don't know exactly where they stem from, but they sort of get activated when I take time off. And I think, well, if I had to guess, they might stem from when I went to college at Full Sail, which if y'all don't know what Full Sail is, that's the film school that I went to, which once again I want to bring up is ironic, which, I've worked in the film industry a long time. I do sound for film, so it did pay off in certain ways, but Brandon also works in the film industry and is my camera operator and director of photography, and we went to the same high school, and I went to film school, and Brandon didn't. And Brandon does more film than I do as, being literally a director of photography. So I think that is kind of funny and ironic in the sense of if I could do it all again, I don't know if I would go to film school, to be totally fair. But anywho, I think it's interesting because at Full Sail, you work like crazy. It programs something into you where you, anytime you get a break, you feel like something's wrong, like you're doing something wrong because you're you're getting a break. The way Full Sail worked is that you get a full 4-year degree in 2 years. So I have a bachelor's of science for film, but I received that degree in 2 years. But you don't get it because you're doing less time. You're not doing 2 years worth of time. Instead, you do 4 years worth of school in 2 years. And so what that means is that every class is 4 hours long, and every class is followed by a lab, and every lab is 4 hours long. So minimum, every day, you're going to be doing 8 hours of school, which is insane. And sometimes you would be doing 16 hours of school in a day. If you have 2 classes in one day, well, guess what? Yeah, that's 16 hours of school that you'll be enjoying today. So that was insane. At one point, there was this really fun thing that happened where our schedule somehow ended up being a 4-hour class, a 4-hour break, a 4-hour lab, a 4-hour break, another 4-hour class, another 4-hour break, and another 4-hour lab, and then another 4-hour break. It got to the point where we literally, we were not able to sleep between during that. It was a couple weeks that the schedule was like that, and it was just a freaking nightmare. I remember sleeping in this place called the Fishbowl at campus, which is just this big glass room. And it was just a hangout space, but that's where we would sleep because we didn't have time to go back to our apartments and stuff. So yeah, Full Sail was brutal. But what that did is it kind of programmed into me I need to be working or I'm being useless. Because the way it worked at that school was if you weren't working, you would be falling behind. So I found myself having to, be more active about working and stuff. but it distilled in me this weird like fear of like, oh, if I don't work on something, I won't like, I'm not doing a good job or I'm not being good. And so I think that's part of where it comes from. So we went on vacation for, I went and visited my family for the holidays, and then like we didn't shoot a whole ton of stuff. And I was still working on things, especially stuff like the Vulp Pro has been a huge deal. It's been a lot of work to make this thing a reality. And, that's unrelated to releasing videos. And so like, it just feels weird. It feels like I've been like out of my zone, I guess, if that makes sense, like when it comes to releasing content and making videos. And so now what I realized is I'm like, okay, well, we went and actually filmed the Vulp Pro, or not the Vulp Pro, the collection video yesterday, and like we did the whole script, and it's a long video. It's gonna be on the longer side for sure, but it was really nice. Like, I really enjoyed both filming that video with Brandon, and both of us like felt really great about it in the end, in the sense of like all the gags felt really good in the moment. Like, we really felt like we were getting somewhere with it. It felt very like OG YouTube video for us in a way, in the sense of like it just felt like, oh man, this is great. This is what we're used to. This is the kind of stuff that we really like want to create and like want to do. And yeah, I don't know. I had a great time with it. I really, really enjoyed filming it. And so it kind of helped me like feel more confident now of like, I think what happens is every time I take a long break from something, and this is funny because it happens with literally everything that I do, be it this YouTube channel or sound stuff, like sound for TV and film, I'll like not get a gig for like a month or 2 months, and then when I get called again for a sound gig, part of me will freak out being like, what if I forgot how to do sound? And then I'll get to the gig and I'll show up and I'll do a perfect job, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm really good at this, right? That's why people hire me, is because I'm good at it. And that's always just a weird thing. It's like, I don't know why I let myself convince myself that I'm not good at something. When that's like, if that's objectively not true, that's kind of crazy. So yeah. Ooh, something in my throat. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to say that like that experience is really fun. I'm really glad that we're back into the swing of filming things. That's going to slow down again in a bit, and I'm going to be hopefully making more Will Flips during this period. But Brandon is actually traveling soon, so he will be going to a different country entirely. I don't know if I'm going to say where yet. I'm going to ask him, see if he wants to talk about it at all or something before he leaves. But yeah, Brandon is going on a big traveling adventure, and we will still be releasing content while he's gone, but there will be like a big time for me where I'm kind of like stuck here alone with no camera guy, and maybe I'll end up buying myself a new camera in the meantime, just so I can record something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt really great at the end of shooting that video. I was like, wow, I really can't wait to edit this. The gags are really fun. The flow was really nice. When we were filming it, it just like felt right. Like it was just like this really cool thing of like Brandon and I getting back in the zone in a way that like we just haven't in a while. And yeah, it was just cool. So yeah, I think other people, like it's called imposter syndrome for a reason. Like people experience this, but I just wanted to bring that up because I think it's interesting considering that like I experienced that kind of thing. It's of course people in places of status often experience imposter syndrome, so it's not surprising necessarily, but I think it is like realistic or humanizing in the sense of like, if you experience imposter syndrome, just know that is just a really normal thing that kind of almost everybody has to deal with in one way or another. And, I'm really thankful for when I get the opportunity to sort of prove myself wrong and be like, oh, actually, no, I am good enough and I am good at this. And like, you know, or, oh man, actually me and Brandon do work together really well. And, you know, this weird like non-confidence that I have is just my brain being kind of funny, and forgetting like the facts of what my existence actually is. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this rambling made any sense, but yeah, I would like to know, do you guys have any like confidence issues like that, or do they present themselves in different ways? Like, I don't know. One of the ones that I'm kind of the funniest about is I don't have any confidence issues generally about DJing specifically, but that might be because I'm not like a DJ for a living, right? Like I love DJing and I DJ often, but I'm not doing it to make all of my money. Like I'm not gigging at clubs all the time, and like that, you know, whether or not I get DJ gigs is whether or not I survive. So I don't really feel like there's a weight behind the DJing thing. It's more just like I feel like I'm good at it because I have fun doing it, and that's the whole point. Whereas like with this stuff, if I take a break from it, then I start to feel weird about it for some reason. So yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything like that where it's like it's something you do that you know you're good at, but like for some reason you feel unconfident about it, or like you just kind of doubt yourself? I'd be interested to talk about that in the comments. So yeah, I don't know. Sorry, this is like a weird, I don't know if this is a downer or not. Like, I feel like it is a downer, but at the same time, it's not, because it's like, it's actually a positive message. I'm saying you can do it, and like not to listen to your brain when it says you can't. But also, we're having weird personal will time, so I hope you guys are enjoying weird deep talk will. But yeah, I have been playing a lot with all my different Balisongs. Speaking of the collection video, actually, so we finished that. I will be recording the full collection video for the main channel, or not the main channel, for this channel soon-ish. I'm afraid that it will take me upwards of like literally 2 hours to record, because there are so many Balisongs at this point for me to go through. I have no idea how long it's actually going to end up being, so like wish me luck. I'm going to try to kind of speed run it, but I know for a fact that that won't be a perfect solution. So yeah, I'm going to have to make sure I have like a water nearby the entire time, or I'm going to like dry my throat out so thoroughly just from talking that I'm going to go into like a coughing fit in the middle of the full collection video. Also, that video will probably release before the main channel collection video, because the main channel collection video, you know, with these videos, while I do do some editing, like I do like the color that you see that looks really pretty, I do do the color, and sometimes I'll adjust like my voice so that it's the right level or whatever, but actually this camera does a great job of picking up my voice that I almost don't have to do that ever. But these videos just generally take way, way less editing effort than the main channel videos. And even more than that, our main channel videos, like out of all of them, the collection video is usually the one where we go all in and go really ham with it. And so there's a ton of visual effects gags in this one, and just a bunch of gags in general that require a lot of editing. And there's a ton of full fat B-roll sequences with some really cool like B-roll and stuff, but at the same time it's like that's just a lot of effort. So it'll be a bit until that video actually comes out. But I took my Adderall today, and as soon as I finish recording this video, I'm going to start editing that video. So we're going to do it, baby. Let's go. So yeah, oh, one last thing, speaking on the Vulp Pro as well, I talk about this in the upcoming collection video, and I'll talk about this more in the future after we figure out how we're going to implement this. But just so you're aware, to anybody that's still watching this video and has a Vulp Pro or wants to get a Vulp Pro, for the actual like main channel Vulp Pro video, which won't be coming out until like March, so there is time. We're going to put a lot of effort into that video, so be ready. But the main channel Vulp Pro video, we want it to feature the community more than not. And so there will be, at some point in the future, I'll make a video on this channel like just about this topic. But we will want your footage and photos and opinions for the Vulp Pro video. So we will I'll set up like a Google Drive thing or a hashtag on Instagram and Reddit. That'll basically be a way for you guys to submit your own footage of either flipping the Vulp Pro or like B-roll shots of the Vulp Pro, or just you it can be literally anything. Cell phone footage, GoPro footage, I don't care. I will figure out a way to use it. I want to have the community be a part of the video. So there will be, at bare minimum, a whole like really cool community B-roll section where I'm like editing it to awesome music, and I think it'll be really fun. We're also thinking about like trying to get other content creators involved when it comes to the Vulp Pro, like having them talk about it and give some like feedback and opinions that, you know, are more than just what Brandon and I think of it as the people who literally designed it and are selling it to you for money. So yeah. Okay. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I guess I'll see y'all later. Peace.